What is up, everybody? You are watching Straight Facts with Ritchie and Ciro, episode 10. I'm Ciro, my boy.
Richie.
And let's get straight into the facts. Kick it off for us, Richie.
So starting off with the NCAA men's basketball, Saturday, February 16th, number 2 Duke over NC State, 94-78. This wasn't really much of a surprise here. Zion Williamson, another huge game, 32 points on 12 of 16 shooting from the field. Huge bounce-back game from R.J. Barrett, who recorded a triple-double of 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Duke now 23-2 on the season. They have 9 consecutive victories.
Of course, the big highlight of this was R.J. Barrett's triple-double. That's obviously big. And, of course, just as we mentioned last episode of R.J. Barrett, how balanced he really is. And he isn't too exciting, but he gets it done. And there is a perfect example of doing the job for not only Duke, but for that stat sheet. Good job for him. And, of course, Duke kind of gliding through this, not too much competition on this game. There. So, easy win for Duke and good way to kind of just glide through the competition.
Right. Next one here, the upset. Number 5 Kentucky over number 1 Tennessee in a pretty large margin of victory here, 86-69. P.J. Washington leading the way, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 block shots. Keldon Johnson added 19 points in the win.
Well, the Oak Hill alum, Keldon Johnson, coming out big, and of course, I think that this is obviously huge for them. This is big.
And their defense was great, too. They held Tennessee to 40.7% shooting from the field and 28% from behind the arc.
I mean, as we mentioned, Tennessee was literally haven't lost since November. And
November 23rd, yep. 19-game winning streak snapped.
That's huge. That's huge for them. I mean, I'm good. I'm glad to see Kentucky do something big like that. And, of course, I mean, just Kentucky, they've always been a powerhouse in college basketball. But lately, they just haven't been. I mean, even last year they were good. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, like, this year, it kind of, like, since Duke, kind of took away the news from Keldon and the rest of the team.
Right. Now we head over to the All-Star weekend here. And starting off the All-Star Celebrity Game, the home team beating the away team 82-80. And famous Los was balling out, 22 points on 10 of 16 shooting from the field with 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He won the most valuable player.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, my God.
He's a baller.
He's terrible.
Oh man.
And also, Jay Williams had a huge night, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 dimes. And for the away team, Quavo, balling out once again after what did he have, 19 last year, I think?
MVP.
27 points, and his team loses. Also had 9 rebounds, and Ray Allen still dropping buckets, 24 points, 9 boards, 5 dimes.
Well, I mean, as you mentioned about Jay Williams, I was happy to see him play, of course, a former Chicago Bull who had his career ended very shortly in his career after a motorcycle accident, and of course that stinks. But good to see. I mean, lately he's turned his whole life around. He's been an interviewer, analyst, and of course now played great. And that's cool to see. And of course Ray Allen hitting them 4-point shots like nothing, donating to charity with that Ruffles. What was it, $8,000 to charity for every four-pointer?
Yep. And they hit 10 or 11.
They were hitting crazy. And he was hitting most of the time. And he was just balling out, like we said. But I think that Quavo, like, even last year, I mean, even though his team won last year, he got the MVP. If his team won, he definitely would. I mean, he should have won even without it. But of course, that's kind of how the All-Star game works. Your team's got to win.
Yeah. I know it's the next one here, the Rising Stars game, Team USA over Team World, 161-144. And Ciro wants to talk about Trae Young and John Collins.
John Collins off the backboard.
12 points. He put on a dunking clinic.
Yo,
he was amazing. Trae Young with a near triple-double, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Also knocked down 6 out of his 11 three-point shots. Nutmeg DeAndre Ayton as well.
Yep. I mean,
this was something else.
This year and 2 years ago were my favorite Rising Stars. I love watching this. What I do like about it is it's so much fun. Like, these guys don't really take it seriously. I mean, they just pull up from half court. They pull up from the logo. They do what they do.
There's breakaway dunks constantly.
They have fun. You know, Coach Dirk and Coach Kyrie, they were having fun as well. And it's just really, it's a really fun contest, and I like capping it off that night with this little game because you see the Celebrity All-Star. People have fun, but some people might not know who's playing. You know who's playing in the Rising Stars. A lot of young talent.
Kyle Kuzma was the MVP here, 35 points, 6 rebounds, and the young Celtic Jason Tatum with 30 points, 9 boards as well.
Of course, those 2 guys balled out. Of course, my guy John Collins. John Collins too. You know, he was putting on a dunking clinic. You know, something like that.
Heading over to the next topic here, top 5 power forwards in the NBA, and for number 1. You have to go with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, shooting 58% from the field while averaging 27.2 points per game. He leads his team in points, rebounds, and assists, and most importantly, he's led his team to the best record
number 1,
in the NBA.
Well, I think Giannis, I mean, it's a tough, call. with Giannis, but he does play the 4. He does play the 4. He is a forward.
And he can
overall.
play any position.
I mean,
too.
I mean, even if we were to rank him for forwards, I'd still have him number 1 for forwards. I mean, KD's close, but of course, I think that even Paul George is close too. But even that, I still think that Giannis is the best forward in the league. But he ranks as a forward most of the time because Middleton has moved to the 3, as Brogdon moved to the 2, and Bledsoe moved to the 1. This year was a big change just since Bledsoe has fit into that.
It was a big addition to get Brook Lopez at the 5
course,
too.
Yeah. So I think that Giannis is safe to say he's a 4. So Giannis at the number 1, and I think that that's big. And our number 2 is Blake Griffin.
I got Blake Griffin, career highs in 3-point percentage and points per game, also averaging 8.1 rebounds, 5.4 assists, dishing it out as well, and he's led his team to tying the 8th best record in the Eastern Conference. Can't talk here.
Well, I mean, this team isn't great, but it is Eastern Conference, so they got a chance.
At least he's helped his team.
Absolutely.
At least they're making the
He's a
playoffs
leading scorer.
as of today.
Yeah, he's a leading scorer, and I think that this is just a season of anger. I mean,
it has to be frustrating playing
Absolutely.
with that team and playing so well and
And
not really
still
translating into wins.
career highs, season highs, 44 points, lose 42,
3-point
lose
percentage
38,
he continues to improve
lose.
on.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that. I mean,
Right.
Blake Griffin balls out, does what he has to do, and they still can't win.
They're
it's
4
awful.
games under 500 now too.
Yeah, and it's obvious in my opinion. I think Blake Griffin's definitely easily in that top 5 and our number 2. So who's your number 3?
Number 3, I have Anthony Davis. Although he's missed, quite a few games, 45 games played, but his numbers are still amazing. 28 points, 50% shooting from the field, nearly 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 blocks, and 1.6 steals per game.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely a power forward. According to the Pelicans, they kind of start him at the 5. I mean, I don't know why he's 6'10", 6'11".
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be playing the 5. But then again, Pelicans don't have centers since they've lost Boogie. They really don't.
They don't have
anybody
much
else.
size.
Yeah, so obviously, he's definitely a true power forward. He's a power forward. He plays great, and I think that it's safe to say that he's in there. But I would honestly just for the Pelican wise, move him to the 5 just because that's what he has to play. But if he was on any other team, he'd be a 4. So you could count him still, but as of this year, maybe a 5. But Anthony Davis, of course, a lot of controversy, not playing as much due to injury, and of course wanting to get traded.
Injury.
Kawhi stuff.
Kawhi stuff.
All
right.
the Kawhi things, baby. But I think that Anthony Davis obviously has made a claim to be one of the best players in the league and of the future.
Right. My number 4, I have your boy John Collins, who's averaging just over 19 points per game, shooting 57% from the field, 35% from behind the arc, also averaging 9.5 rebounds and has 22 double-doubles this season.
Well, John Collins is playing he's playing exceptional. He's putting up numbers that people wouldn't think that he'd be putting up. I mean, these are impressive numbers, and they're
And he missed the
first 20 games.
First about 20 games this season too, so.
So obviously it shows that he was and it was right off the bat
And he's
too.
come
His
back,
first game.
with little to no rust.
Absolutely. First game came off and already looked great. And I just like watching John Collins so much just because he does not play like his size.
Mm-hmm.
He does not play like his size.
Yeah, that dude can fly, and we saw it in the dunk contest. We'll get to that in a second, but
Absolutely. And I mean, with him as the 4, it just shows already in his second year what he can do.
Right.
Who's your 5? I know
My
who my
5
5 is.
Is Spicy P, as you call him, Pascal Siakam, who's averaging career highs in just about everything.
There we go.
Field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, rebounds, assists, steals, and points. Doing it all.
Sorry for no entertainment, but our list is the exact same. Spicy P makes his case for number 5. Kuzma isn't in this.
He averages the same amount of points as Collins. It's 19.1, but he doesn't do anything else other than score. He's not much of a rebounder.
He can't defend that well, and he takes way too many threes.
And he's only shooting 31% from the 3-point line this season as well. So
I'll go 2 for 6. Do you really want that?
Right.
You shouldn't even be taking 6 three-pointers as a power forward and somebody who can't even really.
Right, that's a little bit too much for him.
Absolutely, and I think that Spicy P makes his case as not only the most improved player, but someone in the future who I said on my Instagram story. I said that he could be all defensive second team or first team eventually also, and I think that he could totally just be a top 5 big man eventually.
He's turned into one of the top power forwards in the league as well.
Absolutely.
With improvements in every facet, of his game.
Easily.
Heading over to the next thing here, skills competition. We're starting off with Taco Bell skills challenge, and Jason Tatum.
Why did you do it, man? You couldn't let Trae Young do something?
Took that 3 from beyond half court and banked it.
Like, I was watching the thing on YouTube of, like, Jason Tatum's all his rounds. So he went against Conley. Conley was, like, he just let him do it. Like, Conley literally wasn't even, like, going fast, not realizing that Tatum is
And Conley is pretty
quick.
fast, though.
Yeah, I mean, Conley's dad was an Olympic runner. So, of course, he should be fast. But he's kind of gotten older. I mean, when he was younger, he was one of the fastest players in the league, hands down.
Right.
But now Tatum is really fast.
And I had De'Aaron Fox winning it all.
He
got knocked out in the first round.
I had Jokic winning.
Right.
I had Jokic and Trae Young.
Jokic made it, to the Final Four, right?
Yeah, he did.
Beat
And then
Vucevic.
he got beat by Tatum. And, of course, Tatum beat my guy, Trae Young.
But I can't believe he just shot that from beyond
honestly,
half
he
court.
wouldn't have won if he didn't make that. Because Trae Young was bombing that three. He saw the shot.
And the what was it? Was it the first round that Trae Young hit like a three from like 30 feet out or something like that?
Yeah.
Something real deep.
Mm-hmm.
Next one here, the 3-point contest. I called it Joe Harris over Steph Curry in his 3-point contest.
And speaking of fast, like Joe Harris, he's one of the fast players. He's the top 5 fast player in the league. I think it was like 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. They tested everybody's speed, and he was like number 4.
Yeah,
Did not expect that.
And his shot is so quick off the screen.
And this is a big year for him. Another like good 3-point shooter. Honestly, not expected. First it was Bellinelli, and now he wins it. I was not expecting.
It was fun to see Dirk though. Dirk out there, he got through everything. I didn't know if he was going to be able to get through all 6 of those racks in a minute.
You know.
But I think, what did he have? I believe he had 17 or 19. So still put up some pretty good numbers.
I mean, Steph was at 27. Steph had 27 in one round. Like.
Yeah, and then I think Joe Harris in the last round he had 27 or 28 or something like that.
So I mean that was awesome, and we're not gonna try to spoil it, but this was just better than the dunk contest.
Oh, by far.
This was better than the dunk contest.
And the dunk contest was Hamidou Diallo beating Dennis Smith Jr. And it was just terrible because it just took every dunker, like no dunk.
You should not have more than 2
Did anyone
dunks.
make the dunk on the first try? I think John Collins did when he did the the plane thing, which was a pretty impressive dunk. Yeah. He brought it back though. It was pretty good, but Hamidou Diallo had a nice dunk over Shaq.
Shaq on like 95 attempts is what it seemed like.
It took him I think 1 or 2 tries.
Yeah.
And then Dennis Smith Jr.
Okay.
Unlike his last dunk, he got a 50. It took him 4 or 5 tries. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I think the 3-point contest and the skills challenge is a lot better than the dunk contest for the past 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely. I mean, even the Glenn Robinson dunk contest was not fun to watch. Who won last year? Oh, Donovan Mitchell, and that was big. I mean,
a couple years ago it was back to back.
Yeah, Zach LaVine. Of course, Aaron Gordon got robbed. I mean, that was crazy.
That was
the hoverboard. He hurdled over him. He hurdled over him. I'm not trying to break your stuff, but like Aaron Gordon, like I think he got robbed. But of course, LaVine, like he's a guard.
Those were 2
Stuff
fairly big names. So
yeah.
I like that. But for the past 2 or 3 years, it hasn't really been any big names. Because obviously guys don't want to, injure themselves or anything. But it would be cool to see.
Did Oladipo win one year? No.
I think Oladipo was in it though.
Yeah, I mean he was in it against Mitchell.
He put on the Black Panther mask.
Yeah, last year.
He was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was
pretty trash.
That was not that good.
But I can't wait till next year when Zion gets drafted and goes in the dunk contest.
I could see that.
And gets a 50 for every round.
Like his in-game dunks are 50s. His like spinning windmills, like those are crazy.
Like imagine what he's doing what he's doing in a game. What he's gonna do in the dunk contest.
Oh my goodness!
I can't even imagine.
That's
just
awesome.
Crazy. The last topic we have here today is the battle of the streaks.
The streak that we care
Russell
about.
Westbrook or James Harden. We're going to start off with Russell, who has 11 straight triple-doubles, which is a record. The previous record was set by Wilt Chamberlain back in 1968 when he had 9 straight triple-doubles. And the team's record, most importantly, since his streak began, is 9 wins, 2 losses. During the streak, he's averaging 21.9 points per game, 13.2 rebounds, and 13.5 assists. How do you feel about this, Ciro?
Well, this is an important streak for not only Russ and his precious stats, but for his team. This is I'd say, like, actually, one of the first times where not only Russell's making record-breaking stats, his team's winning. When he averaged a triple-double, his team was a 6th or 7th seed.
Yeah, but, I mean, they needed those triple-doubles.
Oh, they did, but what I'm saying is he's winning even more, and that compares to the other person's record.
And obviously, he has a lot more talent on his team now with Paul George. Steven Adams continues to improve.
And he's still able to do it.
And Terrence Ferguson has blossomed into a really good 3-point shooter.
Waiting for Roberson.
Jeremy Grant has progressed. You finally have a really good bench. Hopefully, Markieff Morris can work out. We've seen Dennis Schroeder just playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Russell Westbrook's stats are very impressive because he just continues to be able to do those big numbers of his and those triple doubles, man. It's
the only
something
thing
else.
is that his field goal percentage is really bad. 42%.
Yeah, I mean, you expect that, though. I mean, you expect that. 42 is not hot, but it could be worse.
But either way, I mean, that those triple doubles have certainly helped their team in a positive way. There.
Absolutely.
The next streak we have is James Harden. 31 straight games with 30 or more points. The streak began December 13th. It's the longest streak since the NBA-ABA merger back in 1976. And during this time, he's averaging 41.4 points on a pretty solid 44% shooting from the field, 84% from the free throw line. And most importantly, his team's record is 21-10 during this streak.
Yeah, I mean, still his team is the 5 seed in the Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
But like the thing with his stats are he's just scoring. He's just scoring. His team.
They need that scoring.
They need it, but he should be scoring. Chris Paul has been on and off for the whole season, whether it's suspension or injury. Clint Capella's been out.
Eric
And,
Gordon.
of course, Eric Gordon, and they don't
time.
have the players they had last year. They don't have Lou Williams averaging 18 off the bench. They don't have Ryan Anderson averaging 16 off the bench. And they don't have the players that were scoring last year. It's
Trevor
literally...
Ariza they don't have.
Yeah, I mean, he's in Washington. The players that were scoring last year are gone. He's their only scorer. Austin Rivers is not averaging over 15. And Gerald Green sure as heck aren't averaging over 15. So it makes sense
really
why he's...
inconsistent.
Yeah, Paul George is averaging over 25. Obviously, Russell Westbrook's stats are more impressive to me because he's doing... Everything. He's doing everything, and everyone else is scoring on the team too.
Right.
Like you mentioned, Dennis Schroeder, Grant, even Terrence Ferguson's doing good, and of course Steven Adams is having his season, but of course it's kind of overlooked. His defense is great, top 5 defense that he's an anchor
to me, he's top 5 center in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Because not everything's about numbers, and Steven Adams has proven that.
Yeah, and honestly, he's not going to do more than 15 and 10. I don't think. Well, of course, like you can have more rebounds to that for sure.
Right.
But I don't think that matters if you watch him. Like watching Steven Adams play is
because he's such a
something
big
else.
defensive presence.
He's not only
in the paint.
He's not. Yeah, and that's exactly why he started over Cantor because he's not only nasty in the offensive end, but he can stop.
And he's really helped out Westbrook because they always do that pick and roll, and Westbrook will throw it up to him for the alley-oop slam.
Absolutely.
And to me, the Russell Westbrook streak is better.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree with you anymore.
It's more impressive.
Absolutely, and with James Harden and his ability, of course, his ability to score and his field goal looks good too.
Which
but
is surprising.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the amount of shots he's taken.
But he is the only scorer. Like,
right.
Do you have the number for how many free throws he's taken?
He's taken 426 free throw attempts in 31 games.
That's awful. Like
that's crazy.
Like that's more than some people attempt. Not only free throw but field goal. Like
some teams don't even get there either. Like,
yeah.
Some teams only take 3 or 4 free throws.
Hashtag NBA is rigged. No, I'm kidding. But like it's crazy. It's kind of like that Steve Nash season where we're like, how did he win MVP? He had like 18 points a game. Oh, because his team's number 1 seed. Right. That's different. James Harden, his team is not like gonna. I don't think that they're not gonna go that far.
Spot right now. I don't think they're really gonna go that far. Their defense.
I can bet
year.
that the Thunder's making it out of the first round.
Oh, no question.
And we might even see the Warriors and Thunder meet. What if the
I'd
Warriors
like to see
Thunder meet
in the Western Conference Finals? That'd be really fun.
If they meet, I will. Well,
I'm putting my money on OKC. I don't care.
Absolutely.
Westbrook's my guy.
Absolutely, and of course, my guy YG Trey, PG-13. If he can go far and maybe get the MVP, I'll be happy. But really, I think that in our opinions, because our opinions usually are similar. Of course, we're gonna get to a huge debate next episode, which is gonna be pretty entertaining. We'll have our big notes out, but this was episode 10. Wow, we've made it a long way.
We have.
Of Straight Facts with Ritchie and Ciro. I'm still my boy.
Ritchie.
Tune in next time.